Good morning. The time is 5:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The date 11/7/2012. Mr. Obama was reelected as president for another 4-year term of the United States. Now that the election is over, we have the results in pre-market futures. This is the NASDAQ comp gap open down, GOLD. Google down almost $7. Apple down 680. Priceline. Lots of stocks in here that are down on this gap open up. Let me tell you something. The Dow futures continue to get worse. The NASDAQ futures, which I'm covering right now, are down 27 and a half handles negative from this election outcome. The Dow futures from this election continue to fall in pre-market. Pre-market is right now, the Dow is down 130 points. That is what this reaction is to this president-elect for the next 4-year term, because people are not going to be sure about the fiscal clip in 2013, lower GDP growth, higher taxes, whether that ends up happening or not. That's the way people are going to view it, because that's what that man said, and that's what people voted for. They voted for higher taxes. This is what they're going to get, and these are the kind of markets that they're going to get from their voting activity. Lot of disappointment. Dow futures right now down 28.5 and continue to go lower. The thing about it is, other countries and their markets are all gapping down like the U.S. in reaction to new elect Obama. And here they are. The list is long. And all the big bellwethers are the left elbow gap down. We will make do with it, because now we know the clear directions that we can move in. These stocks that are gapping down like this right now in pre-market, it's not because there's news related to these stocks and the gap down list. Anything that has 100 pennies or gap down more is where the people are dumping these stocks in pre-market. The cash futures are down big, so these gap down big too. There will be trades off a bottom, and there will be new trading ranges. There will be a whole new setup for between now and year end. There will be a whole new setup for the first 2 quarters of year 2013, which will be done in a separate video. Gap open down. Here is the reaction. Here is the Google gapping down to 673. Here is the Apple from 580 right back down here to 572. The price lines that I showed here, price line 644, 636. This is the reaction that they get from the election. It's not because of the stocks are bad. It's because of one thing. It's because people don't feel really good about it for the people who are involved. They would rather have had a different outcome as far as mutual fund managers and hedge fund managers go. People will sell their stocks and then try to figure out what the future will bring under this next 4-year term. We will monitor where that bull was at one time in the S&P. If the S&P breaks below 1400 today, we go down to 1396. Okay? NASDAQ Composite, it will go down, NASDAQ 100 and the Dow Jones. We will do the support resistance levels and the reaction. This is the gap open down on the presidential election. We will have this in our database for years to come. And you can see the reaction to the nominee for the next 4 years. And markets obviously would not be gapping down if they really liked it. No, they wouldn't. Worldwide, we have comments that people are selling their markets over there because of Mr. Obama's second 4-year term. The CAC, the DAC, the FTSE, all down. S&P futures 500 down 13.2 handles. Dow futures about to hit 130 points down right now in the Dow Jones. Spain is selling off. We have a lot of turmoil around the world. So the thing about it is everybody in the bigger Wall Street community will be changing their asset allocation models accordingly. And we will do the same as well. I will caution the bull that was in this market that you better be careful and you better learn to readjust and reallocate everything that you're holding. There was lots of big trades put on. If Romney would have won, those are being unwound. He didn't win. So everybody that bought in anticipation in the stocks that would have favored his nomination, they're unwinding them. Then you got the fact that nobody is going to know, and the only talk around town, everywhere, fiscal cliff, fiscal cliff, fiscal cliff. We go over the fiscal cliff. That's all they can talk about, and that's how they're reacting in the futures, because even though that he got elected, remember, not everyone, understands the repercussions. We don't know if the man will change, and we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We would think that if he got reelected for 4 years again, that we wouldn't have to go down that battle that we went in this last 4-year period. And it's clearly in the tape, and it's clearly in the pre-market futures, and this is the outcome. Good luck to all of you and Mr. Obama for the next 4 years, because you're going to have to deal with it